Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Lyle Birch with the Viking Speaks. Back for day 21 of the 90-day video series, and today is the Viking Code, Law 19. Rest when you can, but work when you must. So I'd like to address the work comment first. Vikings understood that work was necessary, and in fact a good thing. They didn't view it in a negative fashion. Life was a lot more difficult for them back then than it is for us nowadays. So they knew that work got them what they needed, and it was something of pride. They took it on willingly and might even say happily. So if you haven't read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, I would highly encourage it. It's not a very long read. And there's a story in there that kind of goes over the value of work, and one individual in particular, he's actually told, make work your friend. Work has always set him free. Now, this man is in a pretty bad setting at the point in time, so it's really hard to understand from his perspective how work could even be viewed as a good thing, because the man that's telling him that is in the same perspective. And though he's appreciative of work, the man is telling him is a farmer. And the farmer and this other man, they were both in slavery. Now, slavery in the Babylonian times is much different than the slavery that you and I think of when you think of the most recent occurrence in American history back in the 1800s. So just read the book. It explains it very well, much better than I could. But they were both in slavery, so we'll stay with that. Now, in slavery in Babylonian times, they had much different viewpoint. Slaves had rights. They had the ability to own other slaves. They could own property. They could vote. They had a lot of things that we don't understand or we don't think about when you think about slavery. So the farmer talking to this man knew that if you worked hard, you didn't complain, and you put forth good effort, and in fact you made work your friend and viewed it in a positive light, and that your work could set you free, you would have been able to not only have some of these rights, but you could even buy your freedom. The farmer understood that. Now you fast forward in the story, things get pretty good. The guy ends up with a baker, learns the trade, never baked in his life, but he learns the trade and comes up with his own little mini enterprise. Coffee break. Okay. So, comes up with his own little mini enterprise where he takes these little pastries and he's selling them out in the street market. Eventually, he's able to save up enough to where he has the ability, he thinks, to buy his own freedom. Well, unfortunately, he got so good at what he did that the baker began slacking on his duties while this gentleman was taking all the baker's duties. The baker went and started gambling and so on and so forth. Long story short, the fella ends up losing his ability to buy his freedom because he is sold to a much less appreciative master. Fast forward a little bit further, another of the slaves who ended up not only buying his freedom but beginning his own business outside remembers the words that this man who was once told, make work your friend, he passed on the same message to another who was in even worse situation than he was. And he remembered those words, and he was able to earn his freedom. He said, not only did you help me regain my purpose in life, but you helped save my life. And he came back and he bought that man's freedom. And they went on to build an empire together and a wonderful friendship. So the point of the story is, work when you must. It's not just a wake up, go to work, come home, eat, watch TV, shower, sleep, repeat. Work needs to have a purpose. You need to have purpose with your life. So really digest that message. Get out there, think about it. What are you working for? If you don't know, it's time to sit down and write it down. Understand why it is you're working. Put some measurables and action items behind it. SMART goals. And go out there and get after it. Put purpose behind your work. Now, the other part is rest when you can. Can't be all work and no play, y'all. So make sure to get yourself out there and enjoy yourself a little bit. Break bread with your family. Have a few drinks with the boys. Do it responsibly, but work hard, play hard. Spend time with your family. Enjoy life. Life was not meant to be work, sleep, work. It was meant to be enjoyed. Your work needs to have purpose, but you must set aside time to rest and enjoy life. You've earned it. Don't neglect your rest, and do not neglect those that matter around you. That's all I got for today. See you tomorrow. Much love. Backing out.